COVID-19. The first U.S. senator to die of the disease, murdered a U.S. senator who had been recently elected. Luke Letlow, Republican 41, was elected as Louisiana 5th District Representative and was expected to swear in his post on Sunday. He had tested positive for coronavirus on the 18th of December and was admitted shortly afterward to the hospital. On the day of Letlow's funeral, Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards requested the flags fly half-mast. His wife, Julie Barnhill Letlow, and two little children survived Letlow. At a runoff election in December, Letlow was selected to fill the seat vacated by Ralph Abraham from the small-town launch in Richland Parish. Letlow was the chief of staff of Abraham and ran for the position with the help of his employer. On Tuesday night, U.S. House leaders gave their sympathies. It may be reassuring for Luke's wife, Julia, and their daughters, Jeremiah and Jacqueline, that at this sad time so many laments their loss and pray for them, said Nancy Pelosi, House Speaker. Letlow was awarded a runoff by his former supervisor Rep. Ralph Abraham, R.L.O., who did not run again at Congress after 3 years earlier this month as the 5th state congressional district. Letlow, 41. Letlow is the top U.S. politician to die of COVID-19 and more than 337,000 Americans have been killed. On Sunday, he was expected to take office. Letlow declares on the 18th of December that on his home in Richland Parish in northeast Louisiana he had tested positive for the novel coronavirus, notes Monroe News Star. He was taken to the hospital and eventually moved to Oxnard LSU Health in Shreveport the next day. On the 18th of December, Letlow revealed he was positive for COVID-19 and was admitted to hospital a day later. His supporters kept his social media profile updated. On the 22nd of December in Shreveport, he was then transferred to Oxnard LSU Health and was in intensive care at St. Francis Medical Center in Monroe, Louisiana, days before his death. In a declaration on the 23rd of December, Bouch proclaimed Letlow to be secure. As part of his recovery, he received remdesivir and steroids, but Letlow's condition has deteriorated in recent days. According to a post by Bouch on Facebook, Letlow, who was 41 years old, survived his wife, Julia Barnhill Letlow, and two young children. The U.S. official Letlow was to be sworn in on the 3rd of January. The family appreciates the numerous prayers and support over the past days but asks for privacy during this difficult and unexpected time, said Andrew Bouch, Speaker, in a declaration announcing his death. A statement from the family along with funeral arrangements will be announced at a later time. In the race for Abraham's success, Letlow was the Republican establishment and earned his boss's endorsement and firmly raised his critics, notes the Associated Press. In November, he took most votes in a field of 9, but in a runoff of December 5, he then gained Republican Representative Lance Harris. Andrew Bouch, Speaker, in a declaration announcing his death. A statement from the family along with funeral arrangements will be announced at a later time. In the race for Abraham's success, Letlow was the Republican establishment and earned his boss's endorsement and firmly raised his critics, notes the Associated Press. In November, he took most votes in a field of 9, but in a runoff of December 5, he then gained Republican Representative Lance Harris. When Louisiana was killed by the coronavirus, Letlow advised people to follow rules of social distance and listen to doctors and said that Abraham, who is a specialist, had come back to Louisiana to assist the care of 19 patients. However, pictures on his Twitter page indicate that he has a contradictory record of wearing masks when he was campaigning, shielding his face in meetings but without a mask on the interior of the rooms. Letlow urged the state to ease the pandemic constraints at a candidate forum in October, adding, "We are now at some point in danger if we do not open our economies." Following his symptoms worse earlier this month, he first posted a letter of optimism saying he was confident in his recovery in the St. Francis Medical Center in Monroe. He was admitted to a Shreveport hospital 2 days later and placed in a treatment unit where, according to a statement made by his office, he was treated with Redeliver and steroids. He was in critical condition this week but shows signs of recovery, G.E. Garley, the well-being Shreveport chancellor of the LSU, told The Protector. But he had a cardiac occurrence on Tuesday and died, Garley said. Asked if there may have been underlying causes for his death, Garley said, "None. All covetousness linked to this," said the advocate. Letlow mortality comes with growing cases of coronavirus and deaths in Louisiana. According to reports from the Washington Post, on Tuesday, the state reported more than 3,900 new cases and 61 deaths, and 185 rise in the total death toll over the last 7 days. In total, over 304,000 cases were registered by the state and 7,397 were deaths.